The election games have officially started. We have a lot of fishy things going on as we near the election, about a week away. We have ballot boxes getting burned. We have boxes not counting votes, not registering votes. We have voting machines flickering. We have some weird things going on. We have fraudulent ballots being found. It's all starting to start, and we're going to dive into it. It's Sean Daniel here. If you guys enjoy the videos, consider subscribing or supporting me down below with a super thanks. Thank you for some of you who have done that. Now let's see what I'm talking about. A ballot box lit on fire in Vancouver, Washington, with hundreds of ballots reportedly inside. The incident happened around shortly after 4 a.m. after smoke was seen coming out of the ballot box. The last ballot pickup at the location was nearly 24 hours earlier, meaning there were likely hundreds of ballots inside. Only a handful were saved. So all these people that have gone in and put their votes in there are just eradicated. Now, how are all those people supposed to know and get notified? Oh man, I need to put in a new ballot. It's going to be impossible. This is just one of the examples of the games we're starting to see occur as we get near to the election. Another one, breaking. The ballot printer at a voting location in Lansdale, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Philly, has failed. A voter in line said, "The printer doesn't work." Okay, let's watch the video and see what I'm talking about. It's not necessarily election fraud, okay, but it is proof that the elections are just weird stuff's going on, okay? Doesn't necessarily mean you can jump all over and be like fraud, but
you can vote early if the printer would work. I just walk on by, see what's going on. What happened?
The printer doesn't work, so they don't have the ballots. So he's giving out these forms to be filled out, and then if you fill them out, when the printer gets here in about an hour, then you can stay in line if you want to. So he's expecting 45 minutes to an hour.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's bringing these forms out.
look at all these people that gotta wait now. We have some insufficient systems, man, for being one of the world leaders of power.
It's frustrating.
People have to take time off of work. People have to organize their schedules. Maybe they have kids they have to pick up and stuff, you know? It's really a disservice to people's lives that maybe they have to drive 20, 30 minutes to go to a voting location. And people have lives to organize, you know? It's not right. Another thing, the Soros-backed Philadelphia DA has now sued Elon Musk over his $1 million a day voter giveaway as Democrats become more concerned about losing Pennsylvania, like we just saw this issue going on here in Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia's district attorney is suing to stop Elon Musk's voter lottery. The richest man on planet Earth is a very public supporter of former President Trump. And through his America PAC, Musk has been giving away $1 million every day to a voter in a battleground state. The Department of Justice has warned that this giveaway might violate federal election law.
We don't know if it's doing that, but they're not going to stop. They're not going to hold back from trying to attack him for this, especially with the DA who is backed by George Soros. Again, another thing in Pennsylvania, super important battleground swing state, are reporting they received thousands of potentially fraudulent voter registration forms and mail-in ballot applications from a third-party group.
York County's Office of Elections recently received a large delivery containing thousands of voter registration forms and mail-in ballot applications from a third-party group.
It's not unusual to get large stacks of voter registrations or large stacks of requests for mail-in ballots. It's just this was an overabundance of registrations from one particular organization.
This comes after Lancaster County officials announced they are investigating approximately 2,500 voter registration forms for potential fraud. The batch of applications, which had false names, incorrect addresses, and other discrepancies, is being traced back to a large-scale canvassing operation.
I'm guessing it was a liberal one, too. And in one other swing state, Arizona is now claiming it's going to take up to 2 weeks to count ballots in the 2024 election. Apparently, India counts 640 million votes in a single day. Taiwan has an even better system, which we're going to showcase after this. But look at all the shady stuff that's going on.
Anyway, very tight races here. In fact, Maricopa County is setting the stage that tabulating all these votes may not be an election night thing. It may take days.
Wow. Well, 12 News journalist Colleen Sikora explains that county leaders are asking voters for patience and to be prepared.
Tight races, high interest in the election, and a two-page ballot are leaving Maricopa County officials warning of lines on Election Day and also warning it's going to take them 10 to 13 days to tabulate results. 2 pages and an average of 79 contests per ballot.
We are expecting heavy turnout this year, and so that's why we're really encouraging people to vote early.
2 weeks out from Election Day, and some votes are in.
More than 400,000 people have cast their ballot in Maricopa County.
That's out of an anticipated 2.1 million voter turnout this year.
We are seeing a little bit of a lag of where we were in 2020, but the last few days we've actually seen an uptick in turnout, so I am expecting that we will start approaching very close to those 2020 numbers.
What can impact the amount of results released and when? Early ballots dropped off on Election Day.
Our races will be close.
And on Election Day, lines are expected, even with an increase in vote centers and voting booths at those vote centers.
If you're going to vote on Election Day, vote in person and use that on-site tabulator so that those votes will be tabulated on that evening, as opposed to dropping off your early ballot on Election Day.
The county adding more high-speed tabulators, more election workers.
We're increasing staffing at our ballot processing as well because, again, we're handling double the number of the sheets of paper. And so we are looking to both have extra shifts, night shifts, if necessary, in ballot processing, and then in the next step that takes place in election administration, and that's through tabulation.
But tabulation expected to take time.
We do expect that it will take between 10 and 13 days to complete tabulation.
10 to 13 days to announce Arizona, one of the important states, who won the election? Oh, yeah, that's not fishy at all. Now let's compare it to Taiwan's system. Taiwan, I believe, trying to be independent from China, but China keeps trying to get it back. So they want to make sure their voting system is actually safe and secure and not influenced. Maybe we should take notes.
We're at a polling station here in New Taipei City where the polls have closed and the votes are being counted as we speak. The interesting thing about elections here in Taiwan is that there's no absentee voting, so everything is done in person. You can literally see people there where the votes are being put on paper. There's volunteers inside now reciting what those votes are, and the other volunteers are tallying up those votes right now on that whiteboard. Now, you gotta wonder why they do this, right? Well, it's fair, it's safe, and it does protect Taiwan from any sort of interference from China or other players out there. It is an old school way, and certainly maybe not as efficient as some other economies out there, but certainly it's a way that has worked election after election. We've been told we can't go inside and talk because of all that's going on in there, but here's a sneak peek.
Wow, man, that's amazing. Wow, if only we did that right. And if only we didn't take 10 to... Man, some fishy stuff is going on right now with the election, and we'll keep an eye on it. It's SeanDaniel here. If you guys enjoyed the videos, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.